Not having to buy a big welder, buy a big plasma cutter, plus a stick welder, plus a TIG. I want to show you guys what's going on with the old Fab Rats welder. Paul's old one, he passed it right on down to me a few years ago. I haven't used it a ton, a few times, and I really don't know what's going on here. Let's rethread this through here. Let's see, where's the end at? Push that through there. And then, like always, turn the welder on. And you pull the trigger to let it push the wire through the gun. Watch this. Woo. Dang. What's doing that? Why is it welding and then smokes the wire? Something's grounding out. I don't know what. I need to do a little research. That's not good. Started doing this a few weeks ago, and Miller is by far my favorite welder, but Millers are expensive and I don't want to buy one right now. So I went affordable. I don't have a plasma cutter, and so really I got 2-in-1 here is what I was going for. A good, cheap, affordable welder with a plasma cutter, because I could use them both. And this is what I decided to go with. 10-in-1 welder and cutter. Pulse MIG, TIG, arc, and cut. Kind of excited about this. I've never used one, but I'm ready to. I'm ready to give it a try. I'm gonna start unboxing it, and we'll see what all comes in the box. Cool. That thing's sweet looking. I honestly thought it would be bigger. Kind of digging the size of it. Kind of like that. Pretty long cord. What do we have here? Hoses. Alright. Little assembly required, it looks like. Looks like I got a little homework to do. Sweet. I'm so excited. This is gonna be sweet. That is gonna plug right in. Plasma. I'm probably more excited about this than the welder, although I need the welder first, but I'm really curious how that thing works. But first off, stick welder. We're gonna need that first. TIG. And a power adapter, so it'll run off 110 as well. Beautiful. What do we have in this box? Air filter? Heck yeah. Plug that in the back. We can do that. Awesome. Let's open this one, since we're gonna use it first. Went and got me a screwdriver. We're just gonna cut a hole in this. Shouldn't be a big deal. Pry that off. All right. Well, that's tight. If that's not how we're supposed to do it, then we'll fix it. We'll do it right. Let's take the old welder off, and we'll set this one up on the cart and hook it up in place where it's supposed to be. All right, I've got it unplugged, got the gas unhooked. Let's set this baby down. I don't plan on throwing this away. I would just like to know what's wrong with it and fix it, because it did work pretty good for what it was. It really did. Let's definitely lighter. That'll plug right in. Heck yeah. Okay, we've got one more box. That's a sweet bag right there. Pockets, I kind of dig that. Gloves. Maybe we'll use those here in just a minute. What could this be? That is high tech looking. What does it say? Flux cord wire. We're gonna leave that in there. I think it has a roll of gas shield as well. No way, a helmet. What is it? That's cool. That's sweet. Extra lenses. My old helmet has been pretty good. I didn't know this came with a helmet. We'll put that together and use it right up. See if the helmet blinds you or if it's worth anything. Extra tips for all the guns, it looks like. Genuine parts. Plasma, TIG, lots of tips. I like that. Lots of stuff here. That'll be handy when you need some consumables. Nice. That's what I thought. Foot pedals for TIG. And that was difficult. Spool gun. Look at that. That's a pretty sweet kit, guys. The welder seems pretty legit. Awesome bag, awesome helmet, lots of consumables, extra glass for the helmet, gloves. I'm ready to use this thing. Let's get this wire and get it put in it and see how this is gonna work. All right, guys, got the wire in it and it came with a hose, but not the gauges. So I robbed the gauges off the old welder, which no big deal. Must have turned that when we was packing it. Anyways, there we go. Not sure what that means. Amps, voltage. I'm guessing that's the wire size. Not sure on the other one, so we're just gonna leave them. And we're gonna figure these settings out as we go. That's where it popped up. So we're gonna go to Welding and see how she does. But hey, there it is. We need a ground wire right there. And then we're gonna be in business. All right, this is just some random metal, inch thick. Just was on the top of the pile, so we grabbed it. We're going to see how it welds, get it dialed in before we need it over here, just to see what it does and where the settings wanna be. That's where they're at, but let's see what it does. Not horrible. Kind of shuts off funny, but let's turn that up. Look at that. That thing puts out some heat. Look at that. That's a pretty good weld right there. 19.5, 185. Let's see what that does. Ooh, I like that. I like that. That wasn't bad at all. High frequency. Puddling up fast. It's welding good. It's penetrating. That helped quite a lot right there. That last pass right by the ground. I don't know where it's supposed to be, but that's good enough to weld a nut on for us. So let's go over there and give it a shot. I know my shop is dark. I'm working on that. I got some lights coming. I didn't want to hook the extension cord up because I wanted to see what you could do with as much length as they gave you. So we are stretched tight from the wall and the ground clipped on. Stinger's got extra, so that one's rounded out right there. Got me a nut in some vice grips. Gonna try to weld the middle and the back side. We can get half of it on the back side and all of it in the center. It'll come out. I hope. Should. Hope. Gonna get this new welding helmet set to fit my weird head, and we're gonna try it out. Got our nut and our vice grips. We're just gonna weld it on there. Woo! Burned a little oil off. All right, let's hit the back side. Man, that's hot. Look at that, putting some heat out. All right, we got her welded, and let's see if it'll break loose this time. Oh, that was a trick right there. Perfect. Got her out. Look at that. I'm sure it's hotter than I want to grab right now, but the old welder did its job. Puts a lot of heat out. I'm pretty impressed with it, to be honest with you. That may just stay on the truck, I don't know. Quite the old welder. Didn't take much to get it dialed right in. I'm sure we could dial it a little closer, but first impressions, the inverter in that thing works pretty well. Puts a lot of heat out. That was glowing. Pretty impressed. For the money, that pretty good choice. Now that I got this drive line off, take the carrier bearing out, get the full drive line out of the way, and now we'll be able to pull the transmission transfer case and change the clutch. Highly recommend those. Helped us get this job done. All right, guys, that was just one function of this welder, but I got to get this truck out of here to do the rest. I've got a project I want to pull in that needs a lot of welding and some cutting, so we're going to put her to the test. So I'm going to get to work and get this out of here tonight, and tomorrow really get a feel for this welder and see what it's up to, see what duty cycle it likes, see if we can get it to shut off, put it to the test. So I got this still, old Shan in Glendale. So I've got a steel rack and bunch of odds and ends. Random auction still, came out of a container, I'm pretty sure. But I think I want to set it right where these doors are, and then spend an hour packing pipe. And what I'm thinking for the welder, see all those cracks, breaks. It might be hard with that stuff in there, but the roof is starting, you can see daylight starting to crack. Get that welded back down before the wind takes it. I think that'll be a pretty good test for the old welder. Probably a good hour, couple hours of welding. This side's really bad. That side's clear gone. So yeah, I think it's gonna be sweet. Let's get a steel rack set up. That looks a lot better right there than in the old trailer. Nice. That'll come in handy. That'll build lots of junk somewhere. Trailer's empty. Tires don't even look flat anymore. That's pretty heavy. Let's back her in the shop and get to welding. Well, she's in the shop and nothing to do except a little welding. I kind of hate those. I kind of want just a solid outside, move it from the inside to outside so you can gain that much more on each side one day. But I gotta weld these on before they fall clear off on me. So got our cord hooked up so we can move the welder. Let's see how this goes. Let's give that a buzz. This ought to be kind of interesting since it's deep both behind that pipe and it's painted and it's rusty and there's manure. Can't really get in there to buff it off, but Hopefully she'll strike up. We can do some welding right here. That was pretty good. Happy with that one. That's pretty good. There's a lot of heat. It's putting the heat out. I like that. On this one, you pull the trigger and it stays on. You pull it and let off and it just keeps welding. And then to stop it, you pull it again. Kind of different getting used to that, but it's working. Let's keep going. I think we're just gonna go down the whole trailer and come back up the other side. Let's see if the duty cycle trips on it. Alrighty, got this side all done. Still smoking. Welded both sides. And it is solid. It's not turned up all the way. It is on 180. And it'll go to 200. And it was burning through. I probably burned through 5 or 6 holes. But I like it hot because you're burning through rust and paint and manure. It's just hard to get in there to grind that. So it is what it is. It's better than it was, and I really never thought, I mean, this is off 2 days of welding, probably 3 hours. This welder's pretty good. The inverter in it must be pretty decent to where it puts the heat out. We're not done with it yet. Gonna weld the other side, and I may weld the inside where they busted out. You can see right here, like these holes that are broke right there. I may come in here and weld. There's still a hole there where I couldn't get the outside. We could go all the way around that. I'll probably do some more welding, and then yeah, once again up there, but that stuff stinks. Whew. Another couple hours and I'll let you know how this welder does. See if it shuts off, see if it just keeps welding. I'll keep you updated. All the welds are done. All the way up. This one was, the whole thing was rattling. It was about to fall off. The roof is gonna stay on now. I'll bet almost 2 hours, hour and a half. And it was burning hot, glowing, burning paint, and it never shut off. Still sitting there running, so I'm impressed. I would say the welder side passes. I'm gonna pull this trailer back up now. I just have too much junk and couldn't get the welder up there. So I'll pull the trailer up and we're gonna put the plasma cutter on and see how it works. It's a little chilly down here with the door open. Fire's cranking, but got my hoodie on under my welding leathers. So we bought this trailer a couple years after we got married. Can't remember the name. A few minutes above Nephi. Can't think of the name right now. But it came with these. Oh, are they rusty? I've never used them. They're supposed to swing out to hang panels on. So you can just sling a couple panels up on there, which is kind of a good idea, but they don't fit the width of the panels we have. So you can get one on and not the other, and it's just easier to turn them upside down, set them down, tie them to the pipes. Never used them, so I'm gonna cut those off And the kid was a high school rodeo, and I've never used these either. So we're gonna cut those off. No, they haven't heard a thing all these years, but I kind of just want to test the plasma cutter, and those couple things will be super easy. Got the regulator on and the plasma. I think I plugged it in right. Not sure. If it doesn't work, I plugged it in wrong, but we will soon find out. Okay, so we're switching to plasma. Enter. I'm guessing that thing's gonna work. I did all right. Let's go cut some gate hangers off. So I didn't realize the old camera died yesterday, so we didn't get to see plasma cutting. That's my bad. But it cut our panel hangers right off. Cut our little rebar holders. Whatever those were for, halters, bridles, rebar. We're gonna have to set the plasma cutter back up and cut something else so I can show you that it works. So I'll find a piece of metal. Maybe we'll just cut on these. Maybe we'll just keep cutting. That's 1/4 inch. Maybe we'll just start cutting on those, see how they do. All right, you guys laugh at my work table here, but you're gonna have a front row seat on this side. Sorry again that the camera's died. GoPro batteries don't like the cold weather we're finding out, so we're gonna redo it right here. Oh, easy. Should've got a clamp. Went a little fast, it looks like. It came with this, so I put this on to try it. But I really don't love these guards. Put a new tip on, so let's just try this again. That's pretty slick right there. You can see how shaky I am. That tip right there probably cut the best. The last go around I burned a tip out. How hot is it? I don't know if you can see that. I didn't have the air pressure high enough, so I bumped the air pressure up and then it blew it right out and is working like a charm. Doing pretty good. The first time I went to cut last night, it wouldn't work with the ground. That's because you got to switch for plasma cutter, switch the ground from here to there. I didn't read instructions. I definitely should have read the instructions first, but I kind of like things that are stupid simple, and I want to see if it's user friendly enough for me to just figure out on my own. And it sort of was after I watched a YouTube video. I kind of figured that was the case, but I wasn't sure which one. That's the only thing that I had to do. Air pressure up and change the ground for plasma cutter and welder. And I'm pretty happy with that. It blew right through 1/4 inch. Probably not gonna TIG weld with this thing. Say we could hook the stick welder up and weld real quick. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, I got our stick hooked up, and that is where the screen turned on at, and it striked an arc. I had to move the ground back to that where it goes with the welder, so let's see how this does. Puts a lot of heat out. That's smooth. That's honestly pretty smooth. That's a pretty good gap between the angle and the pipe. Let's see if it'll fill it. That's impressive. Puts the heat right out. Burned through the pipe, burned the angle down. 140 is pretty hot. How high does it go? Goes to 200. See, we weren't even all the way up 140 to 200, and it burned right through quarter, 3/16. It's probably quarter. Burned right through it. So you could probably weld pretty thick stuff. Honestly, I'm the most impressed with the stick welder. The plasma did really good at the end with the air up. The plasma and the stick welder. And the MIG welder, the trigger is just way different than anything I'm used to. You pull the trigger and it's on. And you just weld. When you want it to stop, you pull the trigger again and it stops. I don't know if that's a setting. I don't know if that's just a trigger. There's a memory button. I've never touched the memory or anything. Haven't read the book yet. Probably never will unless I have to. Overall, that's pretty impressive welder. If you compare it to a miller, it's not gonna be a 251 or 252 miller. It's just not. But for the price of not having to buy a big welder, buy a big plasma cutter, plus a stick welder, plus a TIG, I'm dang impressed, honestly. That 6011, that just burned it right in. So yeah, if any of you guys are not full-time welders, just hobbies, just in a garage, and you're looking for an affordable option, I'd recommend that. I'll use it till it burns up, just like the old Lincoln. Used it till it burned up. We'll use this one till it burns up. The Simder SD 4050 Pro welder and cutter. Pretty good option. All right, guys, it's a wrap for the horse trailer. It's gonna last a few more years now. So the sides aren't gonna fall off, cows won't be crawling out, life will be better. And that's all thanks to this welder, SD 4050 Pro Simder. 10-in-1 welder cutter. If you guys are looking for an affordable welder, plasma cutter, 10-in-1 option, this has been pretty good for me. I haven't had my own plasma cutter, and it saved my bacon on this one. So we're gonna keep using it and see how long it lasts and see how it holds up. The duty cycle never shut off, a couple hours of straight welding. It's been a good welder. If I would have had the metal clean, it would have done that much better. On this practice metal, the third try, that's inch thick and it was glowing. I'm pretty impressed with this welder. So if you guys are interested in one of these, go to ssimder.com, and they gave me a discount code to get 30% off. Just put in Sean, S-E-A-N. I'll put the link right to their website in the description if you want to check that out. It's something I could afford and it works for me. So thanks for supporting me, get my junk fixed up. Gonna put that trailer to work. So thanks for watching.